Hey everyone, my name is Victoria Hauger. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Please enjoy it, and I hope that I am a candidate for further consideration.
Why do you want to be a nurse?
So you know how with children, how they always fantasize about being a superhero or a police officer or a fireman? Well, for me, I have always wanted to be a nurse. And the reason why I've always wanted to be a nurse is owed to my grandmother. Which I know is not a specific answer, but I will give you some backstory and hopefully it will make sense as to why that's my answer. So my grandmother, she was always sick. Before I was born, she ended up having a brain tumor, and when she went in for treatment of her brain tumor, she ended up getting overradiated, and due to the fact that she was overradiated, she was worse off than she was initially. And because of that, she just declined. You know, I think a lot of it was the fact that she was choosing to give up. She didn't see a point in continuing her life knowing that she would never be the same. But for me, I always knew my grandmother to be who she was. You know, she was sick, but I loved her anyways. And the fact that she was sick, she actually required a lot more help though. And out of all of her grandchildren, I was always the one who chose to help her. And it wasn't because anybody ever asked me. She never asked me. My parents didn't. It was just because I chose to, and I loved it. I got to spend extra time with her, and I got to really figure out who she was as a person. And while we would spend such great time together, she would always tell me stories, and it helped me figure out that she was once a nurse as well. And in finding that out, that's what helped me come to the decision as to why I want to be a nurse as well. It was just so great to me, like while she would tell me these stories and talk to me, that I could just see her become who she once was. This great woman. She was strong, independent, she loved helping people, and she really came back to reality, like from a situation that she was so numb to. It was so awesome to me to see her illuminate in a way. And that's a lot of the reason why I want to be a nurse, is because I want to be able to retire one day and look back on what I had done with my life and just feel fulfillment. I want to be appreciated. I want to know that I really did something for someone, and to be able to think of the memories that I made and just be happy. So that's why I want to be a nurse, and I owe it to my Nana.
What plan do you have in place to be successful in the program?
The biggest plan that I have set in place to be successful in the nursing program is to essentially implement everything that I'm doing currently for my education. Being a student that has a 4.0 GPA, it is not something that is easily obtainable. I work hard for it. I study as much as I can. I am on top of my lectures. I do not fall behind. Any assignment that is due, I make sure and complete it as quickly as possible, efficiently, but I do not want to procrastinate anything. I also believe that it is important to maintain a healthy relationship with your instructor. That way they know who you are as a person, how you learn, and that way they can deliver you the information that you need to be successful in a way that's retainable for you. While I'm in the program, I also plan on doing study groups with other nursing students, because that way I would maybe pick up on things that I had missed and also have a more diverse learning ability. And other than that, I think it is also important to maintain a healthy mindset while I'm there, knowing when I need to study more versus when I've studied too much, at which point I'm not really retaining anything, and it's important to just know when to set the book down.
Why should the selection committee choose you for this admission?
The reason the selection committee should choose me for the nursing application is because I know that I will personally dedicate everything that I possibly can into this program. I have been wanting to be a nurse for such a long time now that it's not something that I'm going to let just slip through my fingers now that I'm finally here. When I was 20 years old, I actually gave birth to my daughter. And at that age, if you're not prepared for it, it can be very overwhelming. And for me, it was, but I also took the initiative to make it a motivational route instead of being scared. I got myself back into school, and in doing so, I've maintained a 4.0 GPA, and I've been juggling everything, and I have been doing it successfully. So I think that that could tell you a lot about who I am as a person. It's not just about my future any longer, it is my daughter's future as well. So I have a lot riding on my education. With that being said, I will invest everything that I possibly can into it, and that I take it very seriously. And I think that that is something that this nursing program could benefit off of. I think that I would be a great applicant, and I really hope that you do pick me.